This is crazy, 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 crazy. Now let's talk about it right fast. USA International Basketball, better known to the general public as Team USA. Don't forget to hit the like button coming in. Do not forget to hit the like button coming in. Because we're about to get into this whole big blown up controversy. Team USA lost for the first time in 200 and some odd games, 79 games or whatever they want to call the number. Oh no, it's not college players. These were pros, bruh. Pros. The players are C+ for the USA. That's what they're saying. Well, you had Jaylen Brown out there. You got Donovan Mitchell. You got Harrison Barnes. You got a team that should be able to win. Now, everyone is talking about Team USA and how the performance went against right. You got Kemba Walker in there. The whole situation played out very interesting. And the reason why I say very interesting is because it was the coaching decision to me that lost them the game. Hold on just a moment here. People are trying to get in here. To me, that's what that's where the pendulum will switch. If you saw the game, you would saw where the breakdowns were happening. And people are making a larger emphasis on the NBA Team USA loss for the first time. And oh, there's a big change. No. They were playing against international players who also play in the NBA. You got Bogues out there, Bogut. You got Baines, you got Patty Mills, you got Dellavedova. You had NBA players I didn't even know was Australian out there. So it was NBA players versus NBA players. You got Ingles out there. You got everybody out here doing their job. So you got NBA versus NBA. Hello. So it's not like, oh, we got an international team versus the United States team. No, you got NBA players that playing against NBA players. That's what's happening here. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Well, no, the game of basketball is played in a Euro style anyway now. So the European players can play in today's league. They wouldn't have been able to play in yesterday's league. The way the game used to be played, that's why Dream Team 1 destroyed and won by like 30, 40 points. Dream Team 2, same thing. They're winning by 20, 30 a night because the European players, it took some of them to adjust their game to the style of play of the NBA, which was more defense than offense. Defense and offense. They could guard you 94 feet. EuroLeague, nobody even picked them up till they get to the three-point line. You know, it was entirely different game. So you have to understand the way it was going then into now. Now they're like, the Europeans have learned how to play. No, they haven't. Y'all modified the game to fit the more style of the European players, because to be quote unquote, the white players here wasn't no damn good. White players they knew how to play. They just weren't good enough to make the team. So why would you have a white guy who knew the game, the X's and O's, and how to run the play, but he couldn't execute as well as the black guy who just have God-given athletic talent? We got to take him. He's just can't pass him up. So the little white guys here said, well, I'm not trying out for the basketball team in high school, in college. I'm not going to make it. I'm going to find me another sport to play. MMA. So that's where they went. Now, the NBA decided we could still make money here. Now, that wasn't the truth. A lot of them couldn't shoot. A lot of the white guys that could shoot, they weren't even playing no more on the court. They invented the three-point line to keep white people in the game. The three-point line was invented so that white guys who couldn't go to the rim and dunk and do these flying she dunks like the brothers was doing, they said, well, the game is now a slam dunk thing and everybody's getting twos. We could shoot. We got to get something for that. So they said, all right, guys, slow down. We got something. We're going to take care of you. Three-point line. You get 3 points you can shoot out there. All right, now I'll play ball. So the brothers would be like, man, I ain't shooting from out there. Give me white guy right there. Yeah! Hit that three. So I don't have to go down there and rumble with those guys. I could just stay at the top of the key and hit threes. So that game opened up. So guys like Mark Price, Craig Elo, these guys were, ravishing in the three-point era. And it kept the interest going. Then brothers started shooting threes. Don't forget to hit the like button, people, when you're coming through the door. Hit the like button. So they can know that you're real. Hit the like button. Now, with all of this being said, all of these things being thrown around, you had different people, different attitudes, different looks, different focus, different approaches to the situations at hand. Right, John Sunvold, all these guys wouldn't have been around if it wasn't for the three-point shot. Now, brothers started hitting threes. Whole new phenomenon. Brothers are now taking more threes. Now they hitting just as much as the white guy. So now you're like, well, we got a brother that can shoot the three. He's 6'9". He can dunk. He can do all these things, or we can take Ed Nash from Pepperdine. No, Ed Nash can go. We're not taking Ed Nash. So when this started to come around and become more of the phenomenon, Ed Nash's just thanks, Solo. I appreciate that. He said he hit up the Streamlab and donated. That's what's up. The Ed Nashes, they would instantly get a head coaching job. So even though they couldn't make it in the basketball, they would make it as your head coach. Luke Walton was a decent player. He wasn't NBA ready. To me, Luke Walton was about 2-year player, period. He was never really prominent NBA player. He was a good player, but not somebody who was definitely shouldn't have been in position of where he was. Now, we know he was there because of Dada. Now, as the game evolved, there were guys who came in that were from European leagues that could play in the NBA in the old school. They were far few and in between. Sarunas Marciulionis from the Golden State Warriors. He was one of the first I've ever seen. There might have been one before him, but he was the first to ever stand out. Marciulionis was a beast. See, before there was Dellavedova and Manu Ginobili, he was Manu Ginobili before Ginobili. Sarunas Marciulionis. We knew him, and that was it. Marciulionis was a beast. Marciulionis was a beast. Now, yeah, that's what I'm saying. YouTube might have video on him. They might have a whole special on him, and nobody knows. Then came Drazen Petrovic. Drazen came along, and he was incredible. Incredible shooter, played for the Portland Trail Blazers, New Jersey Nets. When he was in the game, he was instant offense. Drazen Petrovic. And then he went home and died in a snowstorm and a car accident on his way to the plane. Freak accident. It was a blizzard. It was the saddest thing ever. He had family member waiting on him on the airplane to get there, and then he didn't show up because he died in a car accident. It was sad. Now, the European players were more coming to the league later on because the game started to change, and they were like, Larry Bird was one of the guys when he was in Indiana, actually did an interview. And if you can find the Larry Bird quote, please find that interview. The NBA probably scrubbed it off the face of the earth, but you need to dig that up because it tells the truth about what the NBA was thinking. And Larry Bird said it publicly, which he shouldn't have done. Yep. Larry Bird was like, well, I think part of the problem is, we need a couple of white guys running around out there. Yeah, a lot of these guys, they want to see people that kind of look like them or somebody they can relate to out there on the court as well. And I think we just got, a lot of guys that are talented, but, nobody can really relate to them. So you just need a couple more white guys running around out there to kind of even things out. Once he said that, all hell broke loose. David Stern came right out and said, no, Larry, I do not agree with Larry Bird. The NBA picks the best players for the position, not based on race. We don't want to have a couple more white guys. No, we want the best players ever. We want the best players for the position. See, that's what you're supposed to say, PC. But behind closed doors, that's what the NBA was talking about, what Larry was saying. And Larry was involved in these meetings as he was the general manager of the Indiana Pacers. Larry just brought that conversation out to the public and didn't know it was something that was supposed to be closed doors. And if you watched from that interview into the next 2-3 years, you've seen more European and more white players in the NBA. And the way to make that happen is by changing rules. They had to change the rules of the league. Allen Iverson, Damon Stoudemire, these guys were destroying the game as you knew it. Damon Stoudemire had something that they never saw in the NBA ever called the drop step. The drop step was brought into basketball lore. Once Damon Stoudemire brought the drop step in and came in with the drop step, the whole NBA spectrum changed. And once it changed, it never went back. They had to make an approval to let the drop step stay because it was so successful. They didn't, NBA players did not know how to guard him. And he was just known as Mighty Mouse. They were like, that's traveling. He jumped, came down, and went up again. This is traveling. It became a whole new thing. So now the NBA had to find out rules and ways to make this thing go. Then you get Allen Iverson. And Allen Iverson is just too quick. Hesitation crossover. You have Stephon Marbury. It was the range of the guards. The young guards were dominating because they had speed, they had crossovers, they had slow cross, they had the new crossovers, and the playground game was coming to the league. So now you have a massive problem. No one's going to be able to compete with these kids. These kids are going to, you can't control the game with them because it's hard to guard them. Allen Iverson was the fastest thing I've ever seen on the court. Live. I've seen Allen Iverson on the court, and I said, it's like everybody else was in slow motion. And I'm like, do you see how fast he really is? You can't get set. And I'm seriously, and I watched him live, and I'm like, oh my goodness. So after this, the NBA came up with what they would call the zone. The zone is a European thing that they play. They play a zone defense. And a zone defense was allowed to be played in the NBA now. And the zone defense ended up being really illegal defense, but now it's not illegal defense anymore. You can play a zone defense. And now they have to find a way to unclog the lane. So now they come up with a way to pull the guys out of the lane to make it more of a guys are all out on the perimeter playing and not in the paint. The 4 position has been eliminated. They're no longer really using centers anymore. That was eliminated. Shaq was the last of that dying breed. Yao Ming came, but he wasn't going to play that long. So big guys who were like 6-7 foot, they weren't even looking for those guys anymore. See, back big 6'11", 6'10" guys, they had moves in the paint. They could turn around, hit jump shots. They were amazing. They can work down there in the paint. You had the Patrick Ewing, the David Robinson. The game was around centers. The game was built around centers. NBA basketball was built around centers. When Jordan came, then it became about the guards. This game was never built around guards. It was always built around the centers. Think about it. All the greatest players of all time are what? Definitely were centers. Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Patrick Ewing, all these guys were centers. They were the center of attention. And all the people around them were just ancillaries. The center was standing there as this is my team. It became about the guards later. Now, going into this, and now you have this European League, you saw the games getting closer and closer as you watch the dream teams. After the third dream team, you started to see the games get more competitive and more tougher, especially when they played against Spain. Spain, they are basically some of the best at European basketball. But now some of those players have been playing in the NBA. So they've played against these guys. They've scouted them. There's no real fear. It's only some of the guys who are just overwhelmed with the fact that these are stars I watch on television that's in the European leagues who hasn't really seen these guys before. They look at them like gods. So they're in awe and can't really play their games. But if you've been in the NBA already and you've been playing already, you've seen these guys 1,000 times. You think Luka Doncic is going to be impressed when he sees these guys? He sees them all the time. So beating them is going to be nothing for him. Now, Team USA this season, the reason why is coaching. Popovich coaching style is a little bit different from Coach K's. Coach K has a mostly everybody must do their job and know their role. Popovich has a more, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, he's more like a Bobby Knight. He will snatch you out of a lineup so quick and try to recoach you in the middle of even a game. This is a bunch of NBA basketball players, not college kids. In college, this might work. In the NBA, people have to build rapport. They have to know who they're going to be playing with and then how they play and where they come off picks and where they're most comfortable. Because you can't teach everybody the Spurs basketball system. They don't work that way. And unfortunately, yesterday, he handcuffed Kemba from playing his game. And Kemba was forced to play the Greg Popovich Spurs basketball game. So it is not Kemba Walker's fault what happened last night. That falls all on Popovich. Pop was over there trying to let him, when he come off the pick, I want you to distribute the ball. I'm like, if Kemba Walker was playing like Kemba Walker and said, F Pop, we're going to play this way, I'm finna go off, he could have lit that team up by 40 points. There was a lot of times he did not shoot the basketball. He was trying to move the ball around. And the reason why is because that's what Popovich wants. He wants the ball to swing. He wants people to touch the basketball a lot. Now, if Kemba wanted to take what was there, then you would have saw it. You know what, Rose? I was just looking out my window saying it looked nice out there. I need to get out there. And I looked at that time and it said 119. And I said, yeah, I need to get outside, take care of some business. And I do. I'm going to go take a shower, get out of this shirt, get out. And what's funny is this shirt costs a lot of money. And a lot of the clothes I wear, I don't wear a lot of expensive clothes anymore. If I do, it's like I'm going somewhere, like really going somewhere. And I go get the expensive clothes I got. But other than that, I don't really buy expensive clothes like that like I used to. So now I'm like, now you see me, I got this is probably the most expensive t-shirt I own. This shirt cost a fortune. And I don't know why. I was like, man, I bought this shirt. People was like, that is a nice shirt. I'm like, the material's weird. It's supposed to be cotton, and I think it is, but it like attaches to your body. nuts. It looked like a TJ Maxx shirt. I wish I probably should have went to TJ Maxx and got this shirt there. And it's nothing really special about the shirt. I just got it because it matched the pants, the shorts I had on. But hey, no, Patty Mills was on fire in the clutch. That's what Patty Mills do. And he did it to his coach because the coach knew what was happening. He knew we got to get on Patty. Somebody's got to step up on Patty, and it was too late. Patty Mills got hot in the last couple of minutes, and this is how he plays in the Spurs. In the last minutes of the game, he's the closer. Remember, that's how they beat LeBron and the Lakers and everything else. They ran a set play for who? Patty Mills. And everybody like, Patty Mills? Exactly, because you don't know. Patty Mills lives for these type of moments in the clutch. Carmelo Anthony with the Spurs, could you imagine that? That would not work out. Well, Kyle Kuzma didn't play. Popovich don't really like Kyle Kuzma. Let me tell you that right now. Popovich doesn't like Kyle Kuzma a lot. Please hit the like button for all you guys who just got here late. I'm sorry they didn't send you a notification. That's not on me. That's on them. I got the spammers out today. For the past 48 hours, they've been just spamming away. Spam, 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 spam. I was getting too many hits and views. Then I ended up ruffling some feathers with The Rock. And, the rest is history. I mean, I've had to restructure my computers, my PCs, both of them. my whole laptop was flashing like this. I'm like, what did I download? Me, I don't download nothing. Like, I don't like nothing. It's like, dude, nothing I really downloaded. I don't even like downloading apps. That's how like old school I am. People are like, you like a dinosaur. I'm like, pretty much. Well, the reason why Popovich doesn't like Kyle Kuzma, let's talk about it. Kyle Kuzma is incredible, but he's not a guy that's going to move the ball around. Kuzma plays way, way, way better defense than a lot of people gave him credit for. He's really stepped it up. Like, I saw him play, and they say he has like a little ankle sprain. That's the Lakers. And I'm going to tell you what this whole thing is about. This is why Popovich didn't want Kyle Kuzma there, because he's bringing this superstar attitude, with the hairstyle, the Instagrams. They told him right away, like, look, we're not going to be doing a lot of Instagramming and all that. We got to be focused on the game. And he's been working his butt off to prove it, even though he's been getting, they've been snatching him in and out of the lineups. Like, he ain't running the plays right, so they will pull you out of the lineup. And they're like, man, what's wrong with Pop? Why you keep pulling him out? Pop does that if you're not going to play the Spurs way. And it's like, dude, I'm a Laker. I'm not a Spur. I play with a bum who don't even run plays. This is what I know. He was like, I know. Well, you got to learn basketball here. And when that guy makes that curve, that pass got to be there. So when you can't just hang around one spot and wait on the ball, Kuzma. That's what I do with the Lakers. So Will Brown is a player I felt the Boston Celtics should have got rid of a year ago when his value was very high. And Brown is a very good defender, but offensively, he's very questionable. He has a lot of doubt in his game. And that doubt ends up costing him when things aren't going his way. If he sucks in the beginning, he's going to suck at the end. That is Brown. Brown is a hard worker, though, and that's what kept him around in the NBA. Please hit the like button, those who came in, and don't forget you can support by hitting the Cash App up at any good time, good people. Or you can hit the Streamlab up, either way. Mm. Okay, well, there it is. That's that. Now, as you watch the game, they got out hustled. They saw that Patty Mills wanted to prove his coach wrong. He wanted to stick it to Pop. Every time Pop has basically stuck it to him. Pop knows he's a pain. He knows Patty Mills is a pain. He's going to give it to him in any which way he could. Kemba Walker and Middleton, I knew weren't going to get it done. Middleton is not a closer, and Kemba Walker could not be Kemba Walker last night. He was handcuffed by Pop, who wanted him to run the offense the way they've been running the offense, trusting and moving the ball. Kemba Walker comes from the Hornets team where his job was to light it up. That was his job. Kemba gets the ball. Kemba has a green light to create by himself, not really move the ball too much, just do pick and roll, get the ball and go. Kyle Kuzma got a chance to get loose the last game they played when he came in, and he was standing in one spot, getting the ball, pulling up, and just creating his own offense. And he was free. And he showed Pop, like, look, you turned me loose. This is what we got. So when that happens, there you go. You got it. Jordan would rather rebuild than to pay him that kind of money because they know the direction in which they're headed. If LeBron was on the team, well, we saw what happened when he was on the team. When LeBron was on the team, they lost their very first game ever. Dream Team USA, Team USA lost their first game ever when LeBron James entered the team. So that's what we already know what he would have done had he been there. LeBron didn't start. He didn't finish also. That's right. Just what John Rod said. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, ring that notification bell, hit up the Streamlab and donate, or hit up the Cash App. The name is Carcino on the Cash App. I didn't approve the super chat. One day I'm going to approve the super chat. Maybe that's why they on my back, because I ain't approved the super chat. You know what? I'm going to just approve the super chat. Because I got it. I just haven't used it. Because they tax so much on super chat, I never request for people to do it. I'm like, man, they take way too much out of the super chat. So it's basically like they getting paid more than me. I'm like, they getting the money. You're basically paying YouTube. So I'd rather than me get paid because that's what y'all was trying to get the money to anyway. And I don't think YouTube likes that. They don't like it one bit. Because they don't get none of that money from Cash App. None of it. You told me about Cash App, bruh. Are you serious? People been telling me about Cash App forever. Super chat is extortion. Oh man. Y'all make me laugh. But let me get my day going. Thank you guys who tuned in. Team USA, they'll be all right. They tough, right? Popovich voice. You Team USA lose games all the time, B. We'll be all right. We tough, right? Popovich voice. Well, no, they didn't pick this team. You got to remember, all the players decided they ain't want to play. They start pulling out. And I got to get ready for the NBA season. Everybody started pulling out, and I told you this was going to happen. I said, watch, everybody's going to start pulling out this thing. Like, yeah, we got a real shot this year, and I want to get focused. Everybody's going to start doing that. And I was like, watch, you're going to start seeing more and more players follow this thing. Now, if they had the original team that they picked for Team USA, this would be a whitewash. This game would not be this close. But the way Pop is running the system and doing Spurs ball, they're going to make the games competitive. Spurs ball isn't meant to beat you by 20. Spurs ball is meant to help you win the game, tire your players out, and everybody's contributing. And there's no real one dominant player. And you win a game by maybe 6 or 7 points. It's not conclusive of what's going on here. See, the way these guys play, they normally blowing teams out by 20 and 30. Just lighten it up, playing more free, guys communicating on the court. It's more freelance. It's fun. Ain't nothing fun about the Pop system. Nothing fun about the Spurs. Not at all, Mortimer. Mm. Yeah, they are trash. Yeah, I gotta get moving. Deuces.